All right, so now we're going to shift gears. We're done with those graphs for a bit. We're obviously going to come back to those in great detail as this course proceeds. But for now, we're going to start working a lot more on expressions as we proceed through the rest of this particular unit. So we're going to start out with some properties. They're really important. And the first one that we're going to talk about is the distributive property. So the distributive property is, you guys have probably seen this before, but basically what it says is that if A times B plus C, then AB plus AC. Essentially what it means is we're going to take this thing that's outside the parentheses and we're going to distribute it to everything inside the parentheses. And so when we're talking about the distributive property, what we're talking about is we are talking about multiplying. Anytime we want to multiply two or more expressions. Okay, so in like the first scenario, A would be an expression and B plus C would be an expression. Okay, so now we have two ways to do this. So the one that I kind of showed you up here, this is sort of the algebraic way, and we'll take a look at that. But we can also do this graphically, or we should say more is geometrically, is to use a picture. Okay, and we're going to use the area model for this. You've probably seen that before, but it basically looks like this. So we want to multiply in this first example. We're going to simplify, which means get this in simplest form, which means we're going to multiply this out. Remember that this is an expression, 5x, and it's up against parentheses, and that means multiplication. So we've got 5x times the expression of x plus 6. Well, if we were to draw like a rectangle of this, which is what the area model looks like, we could have 5x being sort of like the width of the rectangle, and then we could have x plus 6 being the length of the rectangle in a weird sort of way, and we're going to cut it in half. And what I'm going to get is I'm going to get two smaller rectangles, and we're going to add them together. So how do you find the area of a rectangle? You do length times width. So in this case, we would have x times 5x. Now remember, I'm just going to do this really quickly over here so that I refresh your memory. If we do 5x times x, that means that I now have two copies of x. X times x is x squared, so this would be 5x squared. So inside this area, I now know that this is 5x squared, and 5x times 6 is 5 times 6 is 30, and then I have one copy of x. So what do I have? I have 5x squared is the area of this rectangle. 30x squared is the area of this rectangle. So if I were to put those two together, I would just add them together. Now I can't combine them because they are unlike terms. Let's remember our terms. X squared and x are unlike terms, and you cannot combine unlike terms. So we have to remember that too. Now, if I wanted to do this algebraically, then I would just write out here 5x times x plus 6, and then I would do this algebraically. So I would multiply everything on the outside times everything on the inside. So then we would have, in the first piece here, we'd have 5x times x, which we now decided is 5x squared. And we will have 5x times 6, which we now know is positive 30x. So you end up at the same place. Okay, so let's look at another example of this. Let's do one that's a little bit more complicated. So now I have x plus 6, that's one expression, times 3y plus 2x minus 8, that's my other expression. So we'll start with the geometric model. We're going to draw a picture of this. Now this time, my first expression is a binomial, so I have to split my rectangle in half so that I can have x and then plus 6. And my second expression is a trinomial, 3 terms, So I need to split this into 3 columns as opposed to 2 columns in the last example. So now I have 3y plus 2x, and then I have minus 8. Okay, now what I have is I have 6 individual rectangles, and I want to multiply whatever's over here times whatever's up here in order to fill in my rectangle. So our first box here is going to be x times 3y, and we can just write that as 3xy. And then my next rectangle is going to be 2x times x. We now know that is 2x squared. My next rectangle is negative 8 times x. That's negative 8x. And then my next rectangle here is 3y times 6. So that's 18y. Then I have 2x times 6. That's going to be 12x. And then my last rectangle is negative 8 times positive 6, and that's negative 48. So now when I go to write that, I would just list these out. 3xy plus 2x squared minus 8x plus 18y plus 12x minus 48. Now in the future, we're going to simplify this a little bit more, but for now, we can just leave it like that. I'm okay with this for now. We're going to build on this later in a couple of lessons from now, so that's okay for now. All right, what about the algebraic way? The algebraic way is to just write down the problem as it's given to you. And then I'm going to use colors here to show you. I want to take the x and I want to multiply it by everything inside, just like we did here. So this is essentially the top row of my rectangle. So x times 3y is 3xy. X times 2x is plus 2x squared. And x times negative 8 is negative 8x. And then in the other color, I need to multiply 6 times everything inside. So that's going to be 6 times 3y is plus 18y. 6 times 2x is plus 12x. And 6 times negative 8 is negative 48. Notice that I got the same answer either way. And like I said, we can simplify this more, but we're not going to worry about that for the moment. And that's it. That's the distributive property. You've got 2 ways now, geometric and algebraic. And now you can go practice.